Let's attempt to make a beautiful beach scene. All right, let's get to it. Hi everyone, welcome. First thing I'm going to do is put some Deco Art molding paste to affix the white sand. I got my sand at Michael's. And now we'll mash the sand in. Now we'll get rid of the excess sand here. And we'll fix up a few little spots. And now on to painting the water. Using folk art blending medium, a very thin coat. This is going to allow me to blend my acrylic paints for a long time. You'll see, I get to play for a long time. Alright, the first thing I'm going to use is Craftsmart Tropical Rain. And now on to Folk Art Aqua, Craftsmart Tide Pool, and Folk Art Ink Spot. I'm going to start blending here. Put on way too much paint, by the way, just so you know. Drying off my brush, getting some of the excess paint off so I can get it blended a little better. And I just repeat that until I'm satisfied. And now I'm going in with a mop brush, a dry one. I didn't get it wet at all. I'm just lightly brushing over it. And now I'm adding a little more ink spot. Get it darker in some areas so that it has some shadows. It's looking pretty. I'm putting aqua right along the shoreline to create a shadow, create more depth to the piece where the water is going to hit the sand. And now I'm adding more tropical rain because that color is too thin there, so I want to just make it a little bolder. Okay, now I'm going to go wash my brushes and I'll be right back. Now it's time to pick out some pretties. Some of these are way too big, so I'm going to put those back in the bag. And now I've got 2 jars filled with stuff that I picked up in Florida a few years ago. We stayed at a condo, my sister and her husband and my husband and I, we shared it. And we had such a good time there, and I picked up a lot of little shells, some shark's teeth, petrified wood, or dolphin teeth. I'm not sure which. The pictures in the book that we bought was kind of hard to tell, but they looked cool just the same. So little bits and pieces of shells and sand. The starfish I picked up at Michael's a long time ago, just because I liked them. They were pretty. So here's some more bits and pieces. The beach in Florida was just littered with all this stuff. Oh, here's my bucket. I know I've got some little tiny shells in there somewhere. So I found some of those. And now I'm just going to place them on my board strategically. Look at that cute little starfish. So right about now I'm thinking of the next step. I've got to secure these shells to the sand, and I wanted my sand to look dry. So I'm just throwing them on just to look at them, just to see if I like the placement, and I'll figure out the next step when I get to it, I guess. Okay, so now let's put a few little pieces up in the water. Make it look more interesting. That tiny thing right there, that's a shark's tooth. It is so tiny. So cool. So I've decided that I'm going to put some resin on my sand, and hopefully it soaks in. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll find out. Now I'm dipping the pieces, the bigger pieces, into my resin so that I can avoid the air bubbles that might get trapped underneath. Now more sand just along the shoreline for now, and then I decide that, yeah, I guess I need to do some more sand everywhere. And now some sparkly. This is just a silver glitter. You can use any kind you want. And now I'm going to mix up my resin. I've got Tim Holtz Mermaid, and Aquamarine. And now I'm trying this Armor Art. I got the blue and the white picked out. And this stuff, I shook it for like 3 to 5 minutes. I can't get it out of the bottle, but I'm bound and determined that I'm going to get it in there. So I'm mixing up my other resin right now. And it's like, okay, I'm going to take that top off and I'm going to just dig some out. I want to get this blue in there. It was so pasty that it's really hard to get it dispersed into the resin. And now I'm trying to get the lid off the white one because my Tim Holtz inks are just a little too dark, so I want to just brighten them up a little bit. And now I'm putting the rest of my clear resin on my board. Oh, those little sparkly things on my board in the water, that's chipped mirror. I'm going to put a little bit of Paradise Bay from Drier Days in my aquamarine so that I can get some sparkle and some depth in my water. So I'm adding my blue. I have to say the Armor Art pigment, the white, is really pigmented because it turned my transparent. I just put just a fraction in my cup and it almost turned them opaque. I was watching the Mad Artsy Woman and she had this stuff and she did a beach scene and it was just amazing. She just squirted the white stuff right onto the resin and then blew it out, and it created this gorgeous, I mean, stunning lacing effects. So that's what made me immediately go and order it so that I could use it. I just can't get it out. So I'm going to heat up my resin and just blend it all a little bit, get it all mixed together on my board. Alright, and now I'm going to add some more clear because I don't have enough on my board. I didn't mix up enough. I finally got my white in there. At this point in time, I'm really frustrated over this stuff. I don't know whether it's me or if it's bad. I just don't know. Time to blend. Oops. I'm using an embossing heat tool for this small project because I didn't want to pull out my big old heat gun and blow everything out. This works a little better. It has a low speed and a high speed, but I like it for smaller pieces because I feel like I have more control. Trying to get it to lace. Now look at that. Do you see any lacing? Yeah, me neither. So let's fix it. I'm going to use Bombay inks. I've got Aqua and India. And I'm going to use a bottle of Pinata Turquoise. To be honest with you, I think these three colors look much better together. And now I'm going to take my Cool Diamonds. It's a micro silk glitter. And I'm going to put just a little bit in each one. You can see the sparklies. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to use Illumilite white because I know what that does on my pieces and I like it. So I'm just going to apply my colors. That Armor Art white, it sunk right to the board in the dark blue area where I had it. So I'm trying to disguise that. And now I'm applying white just above those blue dark lines that I created so I can create like a shadow effect when I push the white over it. Wish me luck. I'm still overworking. I gotta stop that. I guess practice makes perfect, right? I added just a tiny bit of white, thinking that that would work on this edge of my shoreline, and there wasn't enough there. So I'm going to have to go back in and put another layer in. That's starting to look a little better. I want to be careful on this side because I don't want to hide my little shark's tooth that I put in that water. Just a little more up here because I didn't get enough in that area. What do you think, guys? I like it. When I turned it around, I noticed that it was just a little off there, so I'm adding just a little bit more white Alumilite resin. Give myself just a little more wash foaminess on the shoreline. And I'm just going to touch up some areas with my finger. Go in with my palette knife. I doubt that anything will be affected here, but I have to try, right? So I want to thank you all so much for visiting me today. Thanks for liking and commenting and sharing this video. This helps me out tremendously. So check out the description box for the Amazon links. If you use one of those links before you make your purchases, I might get a small commission at no extra cost to you. So I really enjoyed our visit today. I hope you come back for the next video. If you like doing DIY, subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll get notified for all the new videos that come out. Thanks again. See you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.